So, news now Patrick has been arrested, and let me be clear that I'm not broken up by it one bit. I wish he had the cojones to be arrested for filming in a police station or in a courthouse. If you make a stink over and over again that you have the right, that you have the constitutionally protected right to film in a police station or a courthouse, then you should actually take a stand and actually get arrested for that action, which would then allow you to go to court and have a court say that yes, indeed, your rights do extend that far. Now, once again, to the best of my knowledge, it is a long shot that your right to film would extend or would usurp the power of the police or the judges to trespass you from their police station lobbies or the courthouses for filming. Again, I refer back to Adderley v. Florida. That's the big one. There are several cases. I've gone over them in detail. The state most likely has the right to trespass you from courthouses and from police stations for filming. But in order to be sure, if you believe that that right does exist, then the only way that right will ever be validated is if you get arrested. That gives you standing. The judge says in the criminal case that you had the right to be there. Awesome. Then perhaps you can sue. But you've got to get that standing somehow. But this is ridiculous. So apparently these police officers were shining their lights at News Now Patrick. And that idiot called 911 on him. Shining your flashlight. The police shining their flashlight in his eyes is not a crime. There's no law on it in Texas. It may be against policy. It may be against police department policy. But Mr. News Now Houston will be the first person to tell you that policy isn't law. I also want to point out that apparently I am not in the minority. It looks like there are a lot of people who are disgusted with Patrick. I liken police officers to waitresses. If the waitress is nice, treats you right, and you're a jerk to her, well then you're the jerk. But now if the waitress is rude and you're a jerk to her, well then it's the waitress's fault. Same thing with police. If the police are respectful, you should be respectful. If the police are rude, then they go full Sean Thomas on them. And I love it when police are rude to Sean Thomas and he comes unglued on them. But I also like it when the police are respectful and News Now or other auditors are respectful. But News Now made a big deal about the lights being shined in Patrick's eyes and there's warnings. Well, warnings on packaging aren't law. I asked Mr. News Now to cite the law that says the police can't shine their flashlights in your face, and I get this Wheelin' installation guide. And I actually read it. I know it's not law. I mean, any limitations of liability from a manufacturer aren't going to be laws. But it also doesn't say don't shine in people's eyes. The only warning it gives you is do not stare directly into these lights. Well, News Now Patrick should follow that advice and not stare directly into those lights. Now, at best, if he was actually blinded by the lights, if there was some damage. And then at that point, he would have the option, the potential to file suit 42 USC 1983, or whatever state causes of action there are available. But he can't. That's not something you call 911 on. The police are there. He is abusing 911. He's being a jerk. The 911 dispatcher doesn't have authority to tell the cops what to do. The cops have discretion. They're on the scene. They have the right to illuminate suspects. That's officer safety. That's what you'd want to do. If he was an actual criminal, you would, and you were the cop, you would want to be able to illuminate the actual criminal. And until the cops are certain what he's doing, why he's doing it, they don't know if he's a criminal. I've gone over reasonable suspicion in other videos. Reasonable suspicion could apply to somebody filming a police station at night or whatever he was doing. So I'd like to go over some other things. So this is ridiculous. Him listing the manufacturer's installation instructions as some sort of law. I don't even know what he was thinking. But this, first off, the Constitution prevents cops from obstructing filming with their lights. Well, no. At this point, there is no ruling that holds that. But you'd first have to deal with the question of fact as to what the police are doing. Are they illuminating a suspect, or are they attempting to obstruct filming with their lights? And a strong case could be made that they're illuminating the suspect. And until you get past that, you can't even address the First Amendment issues, because the cops' right to enforce the law includes them being able to do things like lay their hands on people they're going to detain and arrest, illuminate potential suspects. That's the whole part of investigating a crime. They have to be able to investigate, and part of that is illuminating the suspect. So I would love to see Mr. Rover come up with some sort of case law addressing the police not being able to illuminate photographers, especially if there is a reasonable argument that what those photographers are doing may be a crime. So that's really it. I'm not terribly upset that News Now Patrick got arrested, and I'm really kind of surprised that News Now Houston is that strongly in Patrick's corner, because I think Patrick is nothing but an embarrassment to the auditing community. And I hope he wisens up. I hope he stops going after the drama and the clicks and maybe tries to actually make a difference. But I think he got lured in by the Patreon dollars and the ad revenue or whatever, and so that's why he's going the drama route, not the actual fighting for his rights route. Have a good day.